Everybody, Grammy Deb here. I'm going to read you a Sesame Street book today. Um, this one is called That Makes Me Angry, and it's by Anthony Best, and the Muppets are in it. That's who's on Sesame Street, and I think this one is about Burt and Ernie. So we're going to begin reading this one. So we'll zoom in here and get it to where you can see pictures. Alrighty. There's a bunch of characters from Sesame Street. Do any of you still watch Sesame Street? That used to be Billy Joe's favorite show. She used to watch the Muppets and Sesame Street. They were her favorite. That makes me angry. One morning, Ernie looked out the window and wondered what to do today. Burt was settled into a chair with his new book, Famous Pigeons. Ernie watched some leaves and bits of paper dancing and swirling along Sesame Street. "Burt," he said, suddenly, "guess what?" Then, instead of letting Burt guess, he told him, "It's windy, Burt. It's a good day to go to the park and fly a kite." "That's nice, Ernie," said Burt. He was enjoying his book. But Ernie leaned over the top of the famous pigeons and said, "I'll go buy a kite, Burt, and you can fix a picnic lunch for us. Okay, Burt?" It wasn't okay with Burt, not at first. He wasn't fond of picnics on windy days. He was happy sitting and reading, but he began to think what fun it would be to watch the kite swoop and glide high in the air while he and Ernie held on tightly to the string and munched sandwiches and apples. "Well," he said at last, "okay, Ernie." "Well, Burt," said Ernie. "Swell, Burt," said Ernie. "Meet me at the big statue in the park with our lunch." "All right, Ernie." The big statue is, Bernie was going to say fine, but Ernie had already slammed the door and was on his way. Ernie chose an orange kite at the toy store and ran with it to the park. He sat down under the big statue for a boy and a girl. He sat down under the big statue of a boy and a girl on a horse and began to put the kite together. "Burt will love this kite," he said to himself. "Orange is his favorite color." Meanwhile, Burt made 2 peanut butter and banana sandwiches. I love peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Ernie's favorite. He put them in his lunchbox with 2 apples and 2 cartons of milk and set off to meet Ernie at the park. He sat down under the big statue of Mother Goose. "I hope Ernie gets here soon with the kite," he thought. "Uh-oh, I see a problem." Do you see what the problem is? But Ernie didn't get there soon. He was sitting beside the big statue of the boy and the girl on a horse, waiting for Burt. "Where is my old buddy Burt?" he said. "He would have been here by now." Or he should have been here by now. Before long, Burt was wondering the same thing about Ernie. "Where can Ernie be?" he thought. "He really should have been here by now." They're both having the same problem, aren't they? Ernie waited and waited. He was getting restless. "I wish Bert would hurry, he said. We're wasting all the wind. It seemed to Bert that he had been waiting for hours. This is ridiculous, he said. I could have been sitting at home all this time reading my new book. Neither of them sound happy. Suddenly, Ernie remembered that he had left Bert happily reading Famous Pigeons. I bet I know what happened to Bert, he said. He is reading his silly book and has forgotten all about our picnic and flying a kite with me. Oh, that makes me angry. By now, Bert had an idea about what had become of Ernie. This is just like Ernie, he said. He found something else to do and forgot all about buying a kite. He probably met Prairie Dawn and went off to play catch or jacks. That makes me really angry. Both getting mad, aren't they? So Ernie and Bert gave up waiting for each other and trudged home. Bert got home first. He shoved the lunchbox into the refrigerator and plopped down in the chair with Famous Pigeons. Before he could turn one page, the door flew open and there was Ernie. I'm very angry with you, Bert, yelled Ernie. I'm very angry with you, Ernie, yelled Bert. Ernie and Bert stared at each other. Why are you angry with me? Bert asked, amazed. Because you forgot all about having our picnic lunch and flying a kite with me. That's why, answered Ernie. But that's why I'm angry with you, said Bert. Then Bert ran to the refrigerator and got out the lunchbox to show Ernie. Ernie pulled the kite in the door to show Bert. See, said Ernie, I didn't forget. I got this kite in your favorite color and waited at the big statue of the horse. And I made your favorite sandwiches and waited at the big statue of Mother Goose, said Bert. Whoops, said Ernie. We did forget something, Bert. Right, said Bert. We forgot there are two big statues in the park. And then both of them began to laugh. Then Bert looked out the window. There's still time to fly a kite, Ernie, he said. Come on, Bert, said Ernie. Let's go. Whoops, I forgot to show you that page. Back in the park, Ernie and Bert munched sandwiches and apples while they held the string and watched the kite swoop and glide high in the sky. See, Bert, isn't this fun? Asked Ernie. Yes, Ernie, and we're not angry anymore. And that's the end. So there's another book for you, and this one was about Burt and Ernie and being angry. See you next time. Love y'all.